Kim Foss, last night we saw the incredible movie Timbuktu, which is about the town of Timbuktu, but it's also about a culture which has a matriarchat system where there's equality between man and woman to a certain extent, and what happens when Islamists take over. Tell me about that film and what made you bring it to Denmark.
I think people know the subject. They might even know the story from newspapers and television and so forth, but they do not know the story from within. They do not know the story seen from the culture itself. Yeah. And I think it's to me, of course, it's a story taken directly from the headlines. But to me, it's first and foremost a very poetic film, a very rhythmic musical film as well. Mm. And it sort of gets underneath the skin of the people here suffering under Sharia and so forth. And it presents the whole situation. Also, the perpetrators are shown as human beings, and it shows everything in the way it works in daily life. It's not just incidents, it's also about culture being sort of overblown by these forces coming from outside, and also how they resist.
But it's also a French movie. It's a movie. But still, it's a French movie. But then at the same time, it's a movie that looks like it could have been made by Malians in a way, huh?
I think it's both. It's French, mostly from the production side. It could not have been made without French money. But when you look at the production itself, it's very Mali, it's very Mauritanian or whatever. It's very African. So I think the French are very active in producing world cinema across the globe, and of course they influence the productions, but they also get more commercial because of the French influence. And I think the French influence is one of the reasons that we have this fantastic film, and it even gets shown in a country like Denmark, where we very rarely, if ever, see African films.
But then again, you are from an art cinema, or a cinema which usually takes in these kind of films. Will you be showing films from Mali in the future, and what is your relationship with films from that world? How do you see it?
I see these films at festivals, and usually they end up like what we call in the film business festival films. So they travel the globe, and they would probably be shown here in Copenhagen at the CPH Pix, and that's usually the end of the line for African films. Mm-hmm. So I think this is an exception. I have seen the previous films from the director and have judged that it would not work setting it up in a commercial cinema. But this one has the little extras, and it has a topicality, and it has some prizes in the baggage as well, which altogether makes me believe that this could be the one to sort of cross that barrier.
At the same time, this is a special film, but it's also a film which has first and foremost the name Timbuktu, which is something we all can relate to. But also it has the face and the voice of the famous Malian singer Fatoumata Diawara, and that helps too. Do you think it's important that somebody like that can give the film a kind of profile?
Yes, it's very important. I think when I saw the film, I was very impressed by it. But I also had to look at other things, because I had to go and find the Danish person on the street who would like to go to the cinema and spend, say, 10 euros on a ticket for an African film. How do I attract these people? and the title has a very poetic sound to it, and it's relatable, and we have all the Timbuktus of our minds, even in Denmark, from Donald Duck. So it's like an ocean. It's intriguing. We look at the artwork, and you might say the actress you mentioned is too beautiful for the story even, but it's an asset when you have to sell the film.
Yeah.
You need to sort of seduce people to go and watch a film like this.
Okay.
So
you recommend this film?
Strongly.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.